once you start playing, you find the sound that you want to bring on stage. You can find the tone that you want with this. It starts with GED and then goes from there. And I want to talk to you about my rig, specifically my latest edition, the GED 2112 Sansamp. I'm going to start straight off by saying what took me a while to get this preamp, after being a Sansamp RBI guy for a long time, was that I was not playing through a dual channel amplifier, because it makes a big difference. The reason I like this more so than the traditional RBI is because as a bass player in a one guitar band, bass and one guitar, the bass definitely needs more bottom end, and this allows you to really dial that in and bring that beefiness up when you need it. So let's go over the controls and I'll take you through that. This is the front panel. You got an A-B switch. You can actually, through the back of this amp, have two guitars plugged in. That's the way GED does it. This front one here overrides that A-B, and this actually here can act as a mute. You have a drive, a mid shift, a blend. You have bass and treble, and you have the levels. I happen to keep my power amp up pretty high and to get as much headroom out of the amp and leave myself some room by keeping the levels here. And you have over here on your deep channel, you have saturation and level. Saturation brings in a little bit more of the boom, and it's a very simple way to bring some of that low end color in. Give you a little taste of how this sounds. I have the drive at about 11. I have the mids all the way up to the right and the mid shift at about 2 o'clock. I got the blend in the middle. I got the at noon. I got the bass at noon. I got the treble at about 3. And on the deep end, I have saturation about 3 o'clock, and I got the levels set evenly. And just so you can get an understanding of those two different sounds, first let me just play a Rush riff. I mean, I might as well. It is the GED 2112, and I'm going to play it with both of them set up, both the deep and the preamp sort of set up together, and then I'm going to play just the preamp running and then just the deep running. Okay. Take the deep end off, and you're just going to hear what that top level, what that crispiness is doing. The secret to GED's tone, right, of course, is that very high end, I call it crispiness. Now, if I bring that down and just play what this deep end sounds like, you'll get a sense as to what's going on there. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's muffled, but it's definitely deep, it's definitely beefy, right? So now, and that again is going to be the key to using this, this setup, is you got the two channels, you have two speakers, and you're really bringing them separately together, and you're getting other thing that's really cool is the blend of the RPM side, essentially the crunchy side. So I am playing the blend right at noon. Interestingly, in the manual that comes with it, it says most of the time you're going to have your blend at 100% Sansamp, and I disagree with that, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the blend at 100%. I feel like it becomes a little bit too unnatural of a sound for what I like. It's a little fried, right? You get a little bit, it's almost like you've overdriven it too much. Now, if that's the sound you're going for, it's fantastic. want overdrive, that, you know, when people say, I'm looking for a good overdrive sound, this is it. Now it's toasty, it's crispy. Now, if I bring the blend all the way off, you're going to hear that all that disappears, but it's got a still kind of an interesting noise. And then you just got to kind of find what works for you for that blend, which you're looking for that overdrive of the blend. I said at the beginning of the video, and I think it's really a critical point, what you really want to make sure you're doing with this is setting it up with a 2-channel, 2-speaker situation. Because you really want to have that ability to manage your sound as much as possible. If we're playing and I'm finding that there's not enough boom, I can bring up this channel individually, or even off the power amp, and with the bottom end, but I need to get it cut through a little bit more. I just bring that up on its own. One really important key about the GED 2112 is, I think when I went into buying this, I'm a big Rush fan, and I thought I'll be able to get GED sound, which, you know, you can get close. You'll never get GED sound. It's in his guitar, it's in his fingers, it's in his style, it's in the way he plays. You can get that sort of feel, but what's amazing about this is I found what I feel is kind of my tone, right? I've been able to adjust it. I started, honestly, at the GED settings there and played around with them, but once you start playing, you find the sound that you want to bring on stage, and whether you're doing covers or you're doing originals, you can find the tone that you want with this. It starts with GED and then goes from there. So that's it. I totally recommend this. It's a really great combination. Again, with a power amp and this preamp, you have a nice, fairly lightweight rig, and you get the tube sound. You get that classic Sansamp, as I call it, crustiness that you really dig through. I can't recommend the Heart Key cabinets enough. I think the nice thing about the way these high drive cabinets work is it gets that crystal clear sound. So what you're blasting out of your power amp and you're coloring with your Sansamp is truly coming out of here. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch for more videos from me. And if you get yourself the opportunity to play with one of these, I can't recommend it enough. Check it out.